I needed to give you guys some training stuff. I know you've asked about it. Sorry, I've been fucking traveling and shit. But so normally for my workout, I do like a mile, half mile on the treadmill to warm up. It's important to warm up, and it's important to warm up for like all your lifts before you do bench press, before you do any of that stuff, before you go heavy. Like always warm up. It's just not worth an injury. And as you get older, that shit happens a lot more often. Anyways, I'm going to give you guys answer some of your questions. Got a lot of questions on like supplements that I take, shit like that. As far as if you want to lose fat for summer, the stuff that I would recommend is steel shredded makes a really good fucking burner. And then, I mean, that's if you like the pills. If you want a pre-workout, Amped is really good. Amped or charged. But as far as post-workout goes, okay, and if you guys want to put on size, a lot of people ask me about steroids. Yeah, I've used fucking steroids before, and whatever. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody that is under 21. I mean, if your epiphyseal plates have not fused and you use it, it'll stunt your growth. So I wouldn't recommend that for anybody. But look, I mean, if you're going to do drugs, you're going to do cocaine, if you're going to do ecstasy, I mean, I think it's better to juice, but that's just fucking, that's just me. That's just me being real. Do something that actually helps you out. But anyways, but learn about it though. A lot of guys, they take way too fucking high doses, whatever. And it's just, you can do more harm than good. So what you want to do is you want to keep your body in that, high normal range. So I do HRT. I keep myself in the high normal range. Once you go above what your body can naturally produce or what it's, supposed to naturally produce, then you start getting side effects, and then you got to take drugs to counteract those effects. And then you end up on this, train where you're taking a bunch of shit to counteract the other shit that you're on. And that's not healthy and that's not good. If you take too much tests, if you take any test, really, you got to take anti-aromatase stuff like Armadex, to keep your estrogen down, to keep it from converting to estrogen, which is what will happen if your body recognizes that it has too much testosterone. Another issue is that, you can break out, you can have, high blood pressure, your HDL and your LDL can get fucked up. There's a lot of things. So you really, you want to do your research before you do any of that shit. I would recommend getting your blood work done so that way you have a baseline level. You know what your body's naturally producing before you go off and start fucking with it. So then later on down the line, you can, determine like, hey, I might have fucked up my hormone levels and also another thing is everybody's body is different. So your body's going to respond differently to a certain dose than somebody else will. And also after you've been taking it for a certain period of time, you're going to have receptor down regulation. And so, you just really want to know like where you're at the start and then where you're at based on what you're taking. And like I said, I would recommend staying within normal limits because the risk-benefit ratio really gets fucked up. I mean, the amount of muscle that you gain when you go into like these superhuman doses really doesn't outweigh the risk of all the incidents of side effects that you get when you do that. Look, like I said, if you have normal to high testosterone, I would not recommend fucking with it because if you do, you might just end up staying on. If you're an older guy though, if you're 35 or older, and your levels have started to decline, then I would definitely recommend seeing a doctor, getting on HRT, because your levels are not going to go up. So if your levels are low at 35, they're not going to be higher at 40. So, if I were you, I'd recommend you just get on and stay on, but you should get it from a doctor, so like I do. So that way when you travel, you don't have fucking issues, you can't get arrested, whatever. And it's a thing. So, it's one of those decisions that, I feel like, as you get older, you should definitely look into because, keeping your levels at where you were at when you were 25 can really allow you to train as you get older the same way that you were able to train when you were younger, if not maybe sometimes even better. So, anyways, that's kind of, if you're an older guy, if you want to go down that road, whatever, if you're just looking for a benefit, they've got You've got andros and stuff like that you can take to boost your testosterone. That's what I did when I was younger. You know, when I was in my 20s, I would take andros. And that can actually work pretty well. That can definitely boost your testosterone, you know, without you actually, you know, fucking juicing and making that commitment. It's definitely safer, obviously, than doing that shit. But really, a lot of it comes down to calories, too. Like, if you want to gain weight, you want to put on size, like, you need to bring in more calories than you're burning. I mean, it's a pretty simple math formula. So, I would definitely, you know, obviously up your caloric intake. But you want to make sure that there are quality calories. I mean, that doesn't mean eat a bunch of fucking Snickers bars and shit like that. Like, you want to be feeding your body with protein every meal, every 3 hours. You know, low glycemic index carbs, like stuff that's not going to make you fat. You don't want to combine sugars and fat. And you know, you want to put on quality muscle. This bulking and cutting shit, that's kind of like old school mentality. I mean, I recommend just, you know, staying lean all year round, putting on quality muscle, not, you know, fucking putting on a shitload of weight, a lot of like crappy weight, and then cutting and then losing some of that muscle. It's just, you know, that's just like old school bullshit. I don't recommend doing that. I say fucking stay lean all year round, be strict in your diet, be fucking disciplined. You know, don't have sugars, don't have processed foods, don't eat dairy. You know, feed your body regularly, feed your body good protein sources. You know, meal prep. I mean, that's what I did in college. It's what I did in the military, you know, before I had chefs. I mean, I fucking meal prep because cooking is a pain in the ass, but you really need to eat frequently in order to put on that muscle, because you need to, you know, feed your body protein. And it's just, you know, it's not easy to get those quality calories if you're out there fucking, you know, eating at McDonald's and In-N-Out Burger and shit. So, you know, fucking be disciplined, meal prep, fucking do the goddamn work.